Yeah.
It's George.
It's Elaine.
Come on up.
Hey, what are you listening to?
I never heard anything like this in my life. Listen to this.
This is exciting! This is exciting! Huh? Did I miss anything already?
Kramer, get in!
Where's the crazy man?
Hey, sit down. Come on, it's about to start.
Traveling along, singing a song,
Side by side. Wow, you really have a terrible voice.
Hello and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinny.
Matt here.
Hey, he's more of a baritone, isn't he?
Yeah, that was rough. Really sorry for everyone out there.
No more singing.
No more. I've got nothing to talk about really at the top of the show.
Oh, there's one thing that was posted on our Facebook. I think it's been enough time now has passed, but Kat Dennings being on that late show, the Late Late Show.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry.
And Jason Alexander was the guest, and
Yeah.
I actually just watched it, and as good as everybody had made it out to be, but she, for the past 6 or 7 years, she recorded the "Believe It or Not, George Isn't at Home" the YouTube clip. She put that on her phone as is, and that is her outgoing message on her voicemail. And what's the host name of the Late Late Show? Do we know?
I forget his name.
I'm sorry. He's a British man. I don't know. Anyway, he said, let's do this. Let's record this now. And sure enough, Jason picks up the phone, and they got the band to play that music. And Jason recorded it in studio, and he put Kat's name in there. So believe it or not, Kat isn't at home. She must be out. And it came out it was a wonderful moment on TV. And now everybody's wishing they could have their own personalized George Costanza. And another thing is he did it in the George Costanza voice. He didn't do it as Jason. He did it as George.
Isn't it incredible how he turns that on?
Immediately.
Because, when you see Jason Alexander interviewed, you're like, oh, I can see elements of George in there. But it's really far removed from the character when it comes to that nasal voice and the kind of whiny.
And when Jason speaks in interviews, he's so eloquent and just very well-mannered.
Articulate.
Exactly. Not what I'm being. But George is the complete opposite.
Yeah, it's a great clip. I'm sure most of our listeners have watched it, but if you haven't, we'll include it in our show notes. Such a weird time we live in, isn't it? With talk show hosts, with Letterman leaving, Jon Stewart leaving. It's just and also, I wasn't a huge fan of Jay Leno, but Jimmy Fallon taking over. Mm-hmm. I feel like we're really entering that new era.
Absolutely.
And speaking of David Letterman, I know Jerry was on there recently, and wouldn't you know it, I haven't watched any footage of his appearance yet.
Nor have I.
Yeah,
I have nothing to say about it.
Apologies. We will be covering his appearance next week on Seinecast. But
right, stay tuned.
Yes. You want to move on to this week's episode?
Yeah.
What do we got?
We got the 6th episode of Season 4, The Watch, written by Larry David, directed by Tom Schronis, and it aired September 30th, 1992.
And here's what happened last week, in case you missed it. So George and I went to NBC. Interesting beginning to this week's episode, isn't it?
Yep.
Last time we had a To Be Continued was recent. It was The Trip, the premiere for Season 4. When Kramer is arrested as the Smog Strangler, or I'm sorry, he's on the lam, and they cheesed him. But when we got part 2, I think Jerry, as a voiceover, says last week on Seinfeld.
Yes,
and it kind of had a dramatic sort of vibe to it, almost last week on Dallas. Whereas this week, the quote, "Here's what happened last week," in case you missed it, I really like that.
Me too. It's very informal.
It is, and it's really what Seinfeld is all about. It's hey, let me catch you up on these, I think there's at least a dozen different threads that they bring up just in this previously on.
Yeah.
You have George and NBC, you have The Watch, Crazy Joe Davola, Cuban cigars, Velcro, My Wallet's Gone, Elaine's Return, Dr. Reston, Dating Kramer. It just keeps going and going.
Well, it's funny because some of those, you would think, why is the Velcro in there and why is the wallet in there? But it's setting up for jokes and storylines obviously, that's why. But Yeah, I see that you put it's a minute and 25 seconds worth of catch-up footage.
I was doing the math. So let's say that's a minute 30, 180 episodes, and we'll include the clip shows. But if every episode was condensed, you could watch all of Seinfeld in 4.5 hours.
Ooh, challenge extended.
I think we should work on that. That will be our next project. Just like a clip show pretty much of every single episode.
Now, did you notice in the recap, there's a line that Joe Davola says, and I'm positive it was not included in last week's episode, the wallet.
Do you remember what the quote was?
He says, "I'd like somebody to hit me."
Oh,
that is not in any scene with him in the wallet, but it's clearly in the clip show.
That's really interesting.
In the clip.
Yeah, and the previously on. That's the scene when he's talking to Jerry at NBC.
He's like, "Why, you want to hit me?"
He's like, "No." And then you would think he would then say, "I want someone to hit me."
Yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting.
So it must have been a line that it was either cut, or you see that a lot in syndication, or movies that have been edited for time to fit commercials in, where they'll cut out some stuff, but then they'll add in footage or scenes that may not have made the theatrical cut.
You know what Oh, sorry to interrupt.
I know what you're going to say.
Well, go for it.
Ace Ventura?
Oh, no. That's exactly what I was going to say. No, go. I think we're on two different wavelengths here. You go first.
Oh, I noticed if you had the Ace Ventura, I had the VHS going way back, but when it aired on TV, they cut out certain scenes and then put in either deleted scenes or alternate scenes that when I watched it in syndication, I said, I do not remember this ever being in my version of the movie.
They have a lot of deleted scenes for that movie. Mm-hmm. But what I was going to say is, since this is a previously on, you have such a limited amount of time, you really want to hit those, perfect bites that sum up exactly what you're trying to convey. And I think that with the Joe Davola scene from the pitch or the wallet when Jerry confronts him, there wasn't a single bite in that original scene that could really sum up how weird he is and how crazy he is. And so I think that's why they used a line that was cut from broadcast, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That was the most, that just conveyed really who Joe Davola was more than anything he said originally.
Agreed.
But it's weird, though. I didn't even pick up on that.
I also noticed there was, I think, when Leo's picking his watch, Jerry's watch out of the garbage can, he's also doing voiceover. So they're also using 2 layers of both visual and an audio, and they just put them on top of each other to also convey story as quickly as possible.
Right. Another great point. Try to jam as much info at people as possible.
Mm-hmm. It worked.
Yeah. Let's see. Was there anything else?
Well, it's great.
You know what I kind of like, though? It would make Seinfeld, I think, just a more epic show if every episode required a previously on. Just a ridiculous amount of ongoing threads.
Yeah. It'd be a fun bit for a comedy show, or a comedy. Mm-hmm. Each week they do that. That's an idea. Somebody do that out there.
Yeah. Should we get started?
Yeah.
It's an entire industry of bad gifts, aren't they? All those executive gifts, any stupid, goofy, brass, wood thing. They put a piece of green felt on the bottom. It's a golf desk, tie, and stress organizer, Dad. Well, to me, nothing compares with the paperweight as a bad gift. There's no better way than a paperweight to express to someone that I refuse to put any thought into this at all. Where are these people working that the papers are just blowing right off of their desk? What, are their desks screwed to the back of a flatbed truck going down the highway or something? What, are they typing up in the crow's nest of a clipper ship? What do you need a paperweight for?
It's funny, when I hear this stand-up, at least the first part about the executive gifts, brass wood thing, they put a piece of green felt on the bottom. That makes me think of early 90s so much. And I think of someone at a big desk with suspenders, no jacket on.
Really oversized prescription glasses.
Yes. Something out of a John Grisham novel or something like that.
I have the exact same note that feels very 90s to me. And do people even use paperweights anymore?
I think so. I mean,
I remember making a paperweight in school for either my mom or dad, and we, there's glitter on it, and then we glued a paper clip or a clothespin to it so you could pinch paper.
Oh, yeah, paper, yeah.
Pinch it and weight it down. And I think my family still has. Oh, it's actually right here. Look.
Oh, wow.
I just found it.
You're at your parents' house right now.
Yeah.
Oh
Look
my
at this.
God.
Look at this thing.
So describe it to our listeners. It's a rock
It's a rock with seashells and glitter.
glued
and,
to it,
Yeah, and is my name on it?
and just a clothespin on top.
Shall we take a picture of this and put it on the Facebook page?
Yeah. Why don't you take a picture?
Is this
and-
worth seeing?
Yeah. Take a picture. Send it to me.
Okay.
Have you ever gotten a bad gift though? That's what this stand-up's all about. I was trying to think of one that just really got under my skin, but
Yeah, it's hard to. I'm always appreciative that I get a gift.
yeah.
I'm sure I have, but it's not worth talking about right now.
Yeah, I think so either.
Having said, this feels very 90s, and I don't think people use paperweights anymore. I love the imagery that he's able to portray verbally. What are these people sitting on a flatbed truck with paper just flying off the desk that they need these paperweights? And then I love his phrasing, crow's nest of a clipper ship. That feels like something he took the time to map out perfectly and use every single word in the exact spot,
Especially clipper ship.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, bravo, Jerry.
Anyways, on to this week's episode. Our first scene, we're back at that restaurant. And apologies to our French-speaking listeners. It's, I think, Le Bois en Bois. It's that restaurant we always go to, I feel. But we're really picking up exactly where last week's episode left off. And one issue I had with last week's episode, and this episode, too, is that they're not an hour-long special. Mm-hmm. It works, they're both great on their own, but I think they would have been so much better as just one long, continuous episode.
That really bugged you.
Yeah, it still does. So Morty doesn't understand how Jimmy Sherman took a day to fix Leo's watch, but he's taking a week to fix Jerry's. And Jerry has that great line, he's trying to get out of the situation. Those jewelers, they're enigmas, they're mysteries wrapped in a riddle.
Now, I'd like to point out that same line is used in the Big Salad episode. Jerry uses that line to describe Newman, or at least Elaine describes Newman that way, and then Jerry says he's a mystery wrapped in a Twinkie.
Which is funny because they're talking about Newman dating Margaret, Jerry's current girlfriend. Which,
in the Big Salad.
Yes, and she got brought up recently, right? In the pitch and
because
the ticket.
Newman had the helmet, he rode a motorcycle when he had a girlfriend, and she was pretty wild, which we assume or hope was Margaret.
Right. Elaine says something like, he's an enigma, a mystery wrapped in a riddle.
Yeah, he's a mystery wrapped in a Twinkie.
Yes.
Yeah, the reason I bring that up is because I think I've noticed a couple times where a line used in one episode is reinserted in another episode and given to a different character to say. And there's something really interesting about that and really gratifying when you pick up on it as an audience. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a couple more coming up in this episode, so keep an eye out for it.
Well, jumping to the end of the scene real quick, Morty, just thinks something fishy is going on, and he's obviously not going to let this watch issue go. But the main point of the scene is Helen noticing the hostess standing nearby.
She's very attractive.
She's okay.
Just okay?
She's nice.
She's better than nice.
She's all right.
She's beautiful.
She's not beautiful.
I think she's beautiful.
So you ask her out.
I'm not gonna ask her out.
Why not?
If you don't think she's beautiful, there's something wrong with you.
She's pretty. She's not beautiful.
I should drop dead if she's not beautiful.
I think that's a little extreme.
She's all right.
What is with Helen? Again, I don't know. Something's up with her.
Going back to the stakeout, she was a little, not invasive, but...
She's very pushy and very involved in Jerry's love life, in this instance.
She probably wants Jerry to meet someone, settle down, and she wants grandkids. I think she wants that whole thing.
Because we assume she only has the one kid. She only has Jerry. I love dejected Leo. He's kind of just sitting there, slunk down in his chair. She's all right. No shame, no, tact.
Leo, or Len Lesser's performance, like Barney Martin with Morty, just really steps up in this episode.
Yep.
That whole exchange, though, just that ping pong we always talk about. She's okay, just okay. She's nice, better than nice. Back and forth to end with Leo being like, she's all right. It reminds me a lot of last week's episode when Helen and Jerry are going back and forth, and Morty says, maybe some people don't like him. I could see that.
Yeah,
just kind of diffuses the back and forth.
And the fact that it escalates so much that she should drop dead if she's not beautiful.
Yes.
I think that's a little extreme.
Yeah, a little bit. So we cut to George's car, and in a very familiar scene to last week's episode, he's sitting with Susan.
It's funny you say that's familiar, is because they actually filmed these scenes in George's car for both the wallet and the watch at the same time to save time, money, and setting up. But they were both filmed on August 24th.
Yeah, it makes total sense, doesn't it? I mean, why wait another day or two? This is, I think, the only scene Susan has, really, these two episodes, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to catch people up, last week, George told Susan that he and Jerry are declining NBC's $13,000 offer to write the pilot. George, right, thought it was too low. Jerry seemed to be pretty, cool with it.
Yeah.
So Susan told Russell about George declining, and his response was,
the hell with him. I wanted to point out, though, Susan is saying Russell's words. He said, we've got 500 shows to choose from. Why should we give two guys who have no idea, no experience, more money? That is the exact line used in the previous episode, but Jerry says that when he is going on with George about negotiating. So again, I just touched on this, how they're taking a line from one character and then they're putting it in another character's mouth, and we pick up on that because it's familiar. It seems like it's it's premeditated. I think Larry's doing that on purpose.
Oh, of course, absolutely. Just to, make it so bitterly ironic, or just like cruel to George that he would be like, it's exactly what Jerry said would happen.
He's heard it twice now. You're right.
Yes.
And now, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, just that's a great example, Vinny, and I'm noticing that a lot this episode. How much stuff is linked to the wallet? I just feel like, one big episode, it would have just been so much more rewarding, because
you're absolutely right.
If you only watched the previously on, you didn't hear Jerry say that line. I don't think Jerry brings that up.
You're right.
He might. But yeah, like that is a very rewarding joke that I feel like might get missed out if you only watch this one.
It's more sticking it to George,
Oh, of
it's
course.
Again, he was so cocky walking in. I'm shaking. I'm shaking. And now this blatant Woody Allen, I think, is about to come out when he starts groveling and sniveling, and it's almost, he's pleading with Susan. No, I can't wait till Sunday. I got to talk, or Monday. I got to talk to him now.
Right, and even before that, he flips it and blames Jerry.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, it's all Jerry's idea,"
I'm just the creative guy.
Yeah, even Jerry was the one that used the term insulting. Or what's the line? He says, "Why would I be insulted? I'm never insulted. You could call me Baldy. Dump soup on my head. Nothing insults me."
We're playing. We just can't stop playing.
Again, that Woody Allen, very panicky.
Yeah.
But he does get pretty persistent to actually struggle, like fight Susan for the purse to get Russell's address.
That's one thing about this episode, as we'll see. George is very admirable in that he wants to make things right. I don't know whether that's because he wants to, not upset Jerry, or because he really wants this pilot deal, but he's determined and succeeds in getting them back this offer.
Mm-hmm. Now, I didn't really pick up on it last week in the wallet when they were having like this exact same, not conversation, but just the same blocking, same position, lighting, all that. We get a lot of George this season, sitting in the driver's seat, his date next to him, and George just saying something ridiculous. In this episode, it was, you could call me Baldy, dump soup on my head, yada, yada. But in the outing, I think of that scene where he's like, I'm gay. I'm very, very gay. The exact same lighting. I think he even has that red jacket on, or the burgundy jacket. And then there's that other episode where he's, I think it's the Visa with Cheryl, where he says, I'm depressed. I'm inadequate. I've got it all.
You're right. Exactly.
Very similar. I think it's just season 4, though, for the most part. Anyways, next scene, Kramer's apartment. This is huge.
Yeah.
Just casually said Kramer's apartment, but this is the first time we're ever in the K-Man's apartment.
Peek behind the curtain.
Yes, and it's the last time we'll see this set. Probably the best look we have at his place, other than what is it, like season 7, 8, and 9, which is that
when he does movie phone. You'll see him on the phone reading a newspaper, and you see the Fusilli, Jerry in the background, and all the other
reverse people.
figures.
I think you get a good view of it.
Now, Larry David had a written description of Kramer's set, and he said, "We see on the floor a mattress with a lot of pillows. This is a mini set, and a true sense of Kramer's apartment is not revealed." So he wanted to leave some of that mystery there. So he didn't want to show you all of Kramer's apartment. So you see just a little bit, and it's nice. You see like a vintage TV behind Elaine, and then like an old lamp behind Kramer. So it doesn't look very neat. It kind of looks...
You can't even tell really what it is.
Yeah.
It's just like a mess. And like they're on a couch, aren't they?
Yes. Well, and Kramer's socks are off. Like it's very, very comfortable.
Right.
Now, you mentioned in the previous week how Morty and Kramer were talking off. They weren't the center of the shot or of the scene. And you said that perhaps Kramer was making the levels. He was suggesting levels to him. It would have been nice to see some levels in the apartment somewhere.
Yeah.
It's carpeted with steps.
But for a fact, we do see levels in this scene.
I'm listening.
Am I blowing your mind? I have a behind-the-scenes photo of the apartment set, and we'll post it online, and everyone can get a look at it. It's much brighter. The scene is very dark. Just to be real for a second, do you know what I'm getting at? Have I shown you this photo before?
I don't think so.
Oh, wow. This is great. So I'll get your actual reaction.
Hit me.
Oh, wow. I thought you were setting me up. So I said like how they're sitting on a couch and there's pillows and it kind of goes up above them a little bit. Like there's another, like there's just more junk kind of like what the lamp's sitting on. And I think the TV's on it too. What I'm trying to get at here is the levels are there. And I'm dead serious. It's really dark, but if you look to Elaine and Kramer's right and left, each side of them, they're sitting on the levels. And sure enough, they are carpeted.
I'm going to the... Now, is that... with steps. Is that only in this picture, or can I see it if I watch the scene again closely?
If you can pull up the episode, Vinny, you might be able to see them, but I'm also going to send you a photo here, and you can be the official judge. But I'm shocked that they didn't highlight these levels more in the actual scene.
I got to tell you, I'm not seeing it. I want to see it, but I see the wide shot, and it looks like they're just sitting on like a pull-out couch. And I do see that the lamp and the TV are elevated, but I'm not buying it.
So I just sent you two images. Why don't you open those up and tell me what you think?
Hey, wow, that's... Oh, yeah. I see it now.
Okay.
That is bright.
Yeah, it's like well lit. You can actually see the set.
It looks like it's straight out of India, actually.
Yeah.
Very exotic looking.
The one with Michael in it is, really exotic, but that other one, the wider shot.
Oh my goodness, look at that. That's levels.
There you go.
That's, wow. Fantastic. Well done.
So it's kind of a shame, though, that, I don't think I saw the levels until I saw that image, and then you go to the episode, and then you see them.
Yeah.
But if you're just watching the episode, I don't think they're obvious.
It doesn't pop like it does in these pictures. You see it clear as day, and the way he described it is very accurate.
Yeah, for
Carpeted, with steps, pillows. I want to go to there.
Yes. Well, you're moving soon, right? Maybe at your new place you can...
One could only hope.
Yes.
My dream, if I had just disposable income at the yin yang, is if I had a huge house, I'd want to make my basement a replica of Seinfeld's apartment and have everything organized. I don't know how you pull this thing off, but you walk in, it's got the alley of power, the kitchen, and then to the right is the couch. But anyway, go on.
Have we talked about this before?
I think we have.
I think so. Well, let's get into the scene here after we finally confirmed the levels. I think that is a very rewarding.
Oh, they're there.
Like story arc of sorts.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Also, a rare scene with just Julia and Michael. How often do we see that?
That's a good point. Last time we saw that, I think was the I always forget the episode. It's with Dr. Van Nostrand.
Yeah, the jacket
with the pipe. No, it's not the jacket.
Nose job.
Nose job. Thank you. Is that the only time? I think it might be.
Wow.
Anyways, who cares? So Elaine, as we learned from the previously on, told Dr. Reston, her psychiatrist slash boyfriend, that she met that she has this friend Kramer and they're deeply in love. So she needs Kramer to call Dr. Reston and tell him that Kramer is her boyfriend and that they're in love. Pretty simple, right?
Yep. Have we been intimate?
Yeah.
All right, how often do we do it?
He's a psychiatrist. He's interested in stuff like that.
Fair question. Fair question.
Very fair question. And this is when we get the, okay, we do it 5 times a week.
Oh, baby. Now, what does that make you think of, that particular line?
Oh, baby? Oh.
No, not that. The 5 times a week.
I don't know.
Oh, well, I don't know. Did you ever watch Seinfeld in syndication, or do you ever?
No, I don't.
Yeah, sometimes they'd run these ads for syndication of Seinfeld, and they say, how often can you see Seinfeld? And then it cut to Elaine going, we do it 5 times a week.
That's great.
So I always think it's a great setup for an ad.
Oh, that's fantastic. Maybe we should break our show into 5 increments.
I don't think so.
Okay. Anyways.
I can't handle that.
Real quick, before we move on, Elaine's hair in this scene, did you notice it?
Did not, no.
It is very tall. I mean, I think we've got record, height. It's at an all-time high.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No.
I've been in a Bond mood lately.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
You're all spectered out.
Yeah,
Or in.
So here we get one of my personal favorite Kramer scenes that I think is very underrated. It's not super wacky, super physical. It's just all Michael's delivery, but he dials up Dr. Reston.
Yes, Dr. Reston. Is he in? Well, this is Kramer, and he's expecting my call. Johnny, you know, was a rebel. He rode from the land. Yeah, yes, Dr. Reston. Well, hello there. Well, I'm a good friend of Elaine's. Well, actually, we're not friends. We're much more than friends. And, well, I'm afraid we have a bit of a problem. Well, the point is, Doctor, I'm very much in love with Elaine, and she's very much in love with me, and, we would appreciate it if you would cease and desist and allow us to pursue our courtship unfettered. If not, I can assure you, Doctor, that I could make things very unpleasant for you and your staff, if you have one. Yes. Yeah, but the point that yeah. Well, no, yeah, it's possible. Well, I suppose I could, but I have to shift a few things around. Hold on for a second, will you? Go ahead, yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, okay, I look forward to it, too. Yeah. Okay, so long. Yeah.
What happened? What did he say? What's going on here?
Okay, now he wants to get together.
Get together? Why?
Well, he wants to talk.
Well, why didn't you just say no?
But that's interesting.
Oh.
I just love serious Kramer when he thinks he's being really clever and he's in control of a situation.
Very confident.
Oh, yeah. And I love how, I think I did this a lot in college, but Kramer saying, Dr. Reston, please.
Oh, yeah. That was very you.
That one. And we would appreciate if you would cease and desist and allow us to pursue our courtship unfettered. It's just so, it's dumb. I don't buy it, but it's so perfect, you know?
And even the you or your staff, if you have one.
Yes. As much as I love Kramer, like George, he's just so full of it right now. It's perfect.
I'm a little confused about this timeline. Kramer burned his hair. Is this earlier that day? Because Elaine is still wearing the same outfit she wore when she got introduced, when she Federal Express, when she came through the door. But then later in the evening, I guess Jerry went out to dinner with his parents, and that's where the episode began. So was it just later that night?
Yeah. And you know what?
Because
this whole episode takes place, I think, in one night.
In one night?
Practically.
Well, because, Elaine asks Kramer, hey, how's your hair? And he's like, oh, yeah, it's good. As if he's unfazed by burning his hair off hours earlier.
Yeah.
It seems like there would have been more time that would have passed for Kramer's hair to grow and heal, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, it's good."
Yeah, I think
what I
he
mean?
got. I mean, looking back on that, I think he got away with just some singed hair, which has happened to me before. I didn't have to be hospitalized or anything. But
All right.
I'm just looking at a photo of that scene when his hair is smoking, and he is wearing the same shirt.
Okay,
He's not
So it
wearing the
is-
jacket, but
Yeah, same night.
same night. Yeah, that's so weird. I never picked up on that. How it really is later on, because even though Jerry and his parents are stuck at the restaurant all episode, I guess Dr. Reston is just like, hey, come on over right now.
Yeah. And then if you think about it, later in the episode, she's sitting on the stoop outside the architecturally incorrect building wearing the same outfit. So this
Right.
all happens within the span of a night.
Again, do I have to say it? Hour-long episode. Come on.
You're right.
That's not enough. I want to hear it more and more. Kramer singing Johnny Yuma was a rebel. Or, I'm sorry, isn't it just the rebel?
No, you're right.
Okay.
From the TV show The Rebel,
Yes.
1950s Western. It's also referenced in The Marine Biologist, Johnny Yuma. And if we go back to what episode? The one with Tor Ekman. I always
Heart
forget
Attack.
the- Heart Attack. He references Johnny Yuma because, Kramer says, what does he say?
We was talking about Tor Ekman, Stephen Tobolowsky, and
Yeah.
how he's, he got out of jail. He's a rebel.
No. Johnny Yuma was a rebel. Ekman is a nut. That's 3 references to Johnny Yuma.
Yes. A lot of nuts on this show. Like, Joe Davola is a crazy nut.
You're not a nut, are you?
Exactly.
so.
George is called like a sick nut by George Wendt, and what's the other guy's
Yeah,
name?
you're right.
L.A.
Corbin
Law.
Burnson.
Yeah, Corbin Burnson. So yeah, a lot of nuts on this show.
I think he even says it in his stand-up, Jerry.
Yeah.
The only other question I had regarding that scene with Elaine and Kramer when Kramer calls Dr. Reston, and he's so confident about, I can make things very unpleasant for you and your staff. What could Dr. Reston have possibly said to turn Kramer so quickly into, oh yeah, that's a good point. And then he immediately turns. He's like, okay, I'll meet you. But Dr. Reston's very persuasive.
Oh yeah, and it's probably better left, unheard, because it just makes him all the more, creepy, and
He has a way of manipulating every little word that you say. Mm-hmm. He is a Svengali.
Svengali. There you go. Well, let's move on to the next scene. We're at the restaurant again with Jerry and his family. The hostess, who we'll come to know as Naomi, tries to entice the table, with a little bit of dessert. But Jerry just wants the check. And, of course, Helen, gives some more grief for not flirting back with her, which I thought was interesting. This is sort of what I was asking earlier. I don't know if I'd feel really comfortable flirting with someone in front of my parents.
That's my argument. I totally agree with Jerry. Like, come on, Mom. He's not going to spit game at a girl with your mom sitting right there.
It's a little weird. Yeah, at least, just for us.
Couple of mama's boys. So the character of Naomi, the hostess, is played by actress Jessica Lundy. And she's in The Watch, but she's also going to come back in The Bubble Boy. And she was also in Caddyshack 2, Golden Girls, Single White Female, the movie. She was in, remember that show Dinosaurs?
Yeah.
She was in 8 episodes of that. She had her own show, Hope and Gloria. She played Gloria.
I don't remember that one.
I think it was on NBC.
Okay.
She was in the movie The Stupids with Tom Arnold. She played his wife.
I do remember that one.
She was in the movie Rocket Man.
I remember
was in
that one with,
Party of-
what's his name?
Oh, yeah? I don't know.
Harlem Williams?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Love him. She was in Party of 5, and she was in one episode of It's Like You Know with Peter Moman.
Oh, man. Again, I watched that show recently, and I completely forgot that she was in that. She's great. I really like her, especially as we'll come to know sort of an unfortunate characteristic.
I was
trait.
going to save that for later. I'm saving it for later. Other actresses who auditioned for the role of Naomi, Mariska Hargitay, as well as Amy Yazbek. So Amy Yazbek was in The Mask. She played the redhead who Stanley Ipkiss pined over in the beginning, I believe.
The reporter.
Yeah. But Mariska Hargitay from, what is she on? CSI?
Law and Order SVU.
Thank you. But Mariska Hargitay would actually come back to play the TV Elaine, the one who's auditioning for the part of Elaine in the pilot. She didn't get the role, but she's the one who walks in and says, it's like a ball convention out there.
I love that episode so much. It's so funny. Cannot wait. Amy Yazbek, hasn't she been brought up before?
Yes.
I think she auditioned for another character.
I think you're right. I don't remember which one, but it's in the archive somewhere.
If you got a free, 50 hours to listen to our previous episodes, go for it. So Leo goes to the bathroom while a server drops off the check.
Dad, will you stop it? Jerry, let go.
Jerry.
Would you let me pay just once?
You're out of your mind.
How are you going to pay? You don't even have a wallet.
Don't worry about it.
What are you going to do?
What's the difference? We'll figure something out.
You're not paying.
All right, fine. You figure something out. I'd be very curious to know how you pick up a check with no money. Because if this works, the whole monetary system's obsolete. We're back to Wampa. I'm going to the bathroom.
How the hell am I going to pay for this?
What's the first thing that pops into your mind when you watch this scene?
Bloopers.
Yes.
There is a blooper when Jerry cannot finish his line, the whole monetary system's obsolete. We're back to wampum now. And he gets up and he goes, I'm going to the bathroom. Forget the whole thing.
He's just laughing.
He just walks off smiling. Everybody's laughing.
I'd like to see how you pick up a check with no money. I'd be very curious how you could do that. This could render the whole monetary system obsolete. We're back to wampum now. Here, use that. I'm going to the bathroom. Forget the whole thing.
There's actually another scene in this episode that has a great blooper as well.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, next scene, we're in the bathroom of specifically Le Bois d'Amboise, and the reason I want to say specifically that restaurant is because this set for the bathroom, where Leo is washing his hands, is the exact same bathroom from Poppy's restaurant.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
You're right.
At least it looks the same, and almost the same kind of blocking. Someone
Same
washing their
layout.
hands, someone at the door.
They give you some portion here, huh?
Love that. Leo, man, I'll tell you right now, it's official. Leo has moved up.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite characters, maybe my top 3 of ongoing characters.
Think about where Leo started, and he wasn't that. He was just an annoying uncle who grabbed your arm, and now, Len Lesser is just killing it.
Yeah, and it's these little moments, too. It's not about Jeffrey. It's not about hello. It's actually never about hello. I don't really care for that joke.
No.
Or at least it's gotten a little stale, a little oily over the years.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, some portions here, huh? Anyways, so Jerry apologizes to Leo when he bumped into him the other day on the street, and this is when he starts prodding him about the watch that he found in the garbage can. And Jerry, of course, knows this is the watch he threw away, and he starts, trying to trick Leo. Hey, my friend has one just like it. I'd like to, buy one to replace it. And I think Leo's a little bit on to Jerry here, just a little bit.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, well, I'll just say this. Leo claims, I haven't seen, too many watches like this. And he even thinks Jerry is joking when he asks to sell it.
And he's like,
Yeah, he's like, come on, I'm not going to sell this. Almost to the point where he, leaves the bathroom, but Jerry hooks his arm and drags him back in.
Hey, Jerry's pulling an Uncle Leo. That's Uncle Leo's move, is the arm grab pulling.
I think that's my move.
Yeah. And then Jerry says, I got a little proposition for you. Now, the other blooper you alluded to earlier is another Jerry again cracking up. He pulls Leo in, and I guess that physical bit where you just pull on Uncle Leo, pulling on Len Lesser.
Hang on a second. I got a lot of proposition for you. Or a proposition.
That has always tickled me, and I like to say I got a little preposition for you when I have a proposition for somebody.
We've done this. You're really in deep when you start quoting bloopers.
Yep.
Instead of the show.
It's the best.
I love that moment when Jerry hooks his arm and he pulls him back in, and how he says that line. Hang on a second. I got a little proposition for you. That to me is what Jerry becomes really throughout the whole season. I'm sorry, the whole series. Kind of having these wackier moments. Like Jerry from seasons 1, 2, maybe even 3 wouldn't do something like this. Like kind of turn into that character. Like, hang on a second.
He's more comfortable kind of turning on this acting role that he's assumed. He's not just playing himself, just nice guy Jerry. He's kind of rising to the challenge.
I think he's really having more fun with the character. Mm-hmm. Not saying he didn't early on, but you just see him a little more relaxed. And that delivery just seems like an example of it. Mm-hmm. Another thing from this scene that I noticed, that shot of Leo, since it's his right side. Did you notice that Leo always wore a hearing aid?
I feel like I've seen that at times, but it didn't stand out to me in this episode.
Huh, yeah, I just noticed it for the first time, just in the scene, because you see his right ear.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We cut to an apartment building, in my opinion, a rather modest apartment building for the president of NBC. But I
didn't take notice, but I'll take your word for it.
Well, I mean, it's maybe like, I don't know, I think there was like 4 or 5 floors to it.
Oh, yeah.
When I think of the NBC like president, I think of like a big, high rise, but to each his own. This is Russell Dalrymple's apartment, and George is, just standing with the doorman in the lobby.
Ah, the most forgotten doorman of the doormen in the Seinfeld universe. I'd like to think. This doorman, actually, do you want to talk about him first, or should I go into him now?
Oh, let's play the clip real quick.
There is a George Bonanza to see you.
Costanza.
George Costanza.
The guy who pitched in the show with the stories about nothing. Jerry Seinfeld's friend.
Seinfeld friend. He says call him Monday.
So George gets pretty desperate. You know how it goes. He grabs the phone and he's like, please, Mr. Dalrymple, let me up. And eventually he gets, buzzed up.
Once again, George is determined. He's not going to let this fish get away.
No.
Now, this forgotten doorman is played by Louis Dauber. And I only wish that Larry would have brought this guy back in the doorman episode, because I could imagine, him being with Larry Miller and the other doormen having a good laugh when they steal the couch and blame it on Jerry. That would have been a nice callback.
So you didn't even want the couch?
No, I was just messing with his head. So, Louis Dauber, he was also in A Jake and the Fat Man.
Oh, God.
He was in Quantum Leap, Family Matters, Married with Children. Hey, he was the toy store manager in Jingle All the Way.
I am sad to admit that is one of my holiday go-tos only because it is so insane. The movie
Sinbad,
makes no
Arnold
sense.
Schwarzenegger, it's awesome.
Oh my
Turbo
God,
Man?
it's so bad.
Don't you say that.
Everyone watch it at Christmas, then listen to the How Did This Get Made episode. Yes, go ahead.
Louis Dauber, also in Beverly Hills 90210 and Melrose Place. Yeah. He was in the Mr. Show and the Incredible Fantastical News Report movie.
Is that Mr. Show, like HBO's Mr. Show?
Yeah, with
David Cross, Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk's in there.
Yeah.
He was in a 24 episode. He was in The Island movie, Ewan McGregor. Scrubs, yeah. Workaholics, New Girl, and The League. So he's done, an episode here and there of all these really popular shows.
Hey, The League, big connection to Seinfeld, other than the story elements. But who's the showrunner?
Jeff Schaffer, Seinfeld alum and writer. Mm-hmm. He writes with his wife.
Right.
They created the show and they're still running it.
I think they write almost every episode.
I believe that.
Yeah. Good trivia though on Lewis there. Back to the restaurant with Jerry and his uncle. Well, I guess this time it's Morty negotiating with the manager, the maitre d', whoever this guy is.
Oh, he's a maitre d'.
I never noticed, big dum-dum here. I never noticed the connections between Jerry and Leo negotiating in the bathroom to George and the doorman negotiating, and later George and Russell with Morty and the maitre d'. It's all connected.
That happens quite a bit in other scenarios as well, which we're going to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Morty promises, of course, that Morty does not have his wallet because it was stolen, quote unquote, in the wallet episode previously. So he's promising to mail a check to the restaurant once he gets to Florida. But the maitre d' asks, why not just let Jerry pay and Morty can pay him back? And Morty says, hey, Jerry won't let me. And he can't.
Why doesn't just put it in his pants pocket unsuspectingly?
He might lose it.
He cannot deal with you and your family.
Of course, the guy, his thick French accent. What really sends Morty off the edge here. What does the maitre d' say?
Oh, he's like, we are running a reputable business.
He's like, don't talk to me about business. I sold raincoats for 35 years.
Aha, but you did not give them away, did you?
So again, back to the whole raincoat thing, which
Second reference.
you pointed out last week was the first mention of Harry Fleming.
Well, there's two different names. There's
right.
Herb Altman and then
Or
Harry,
Albert?
I think it's
Or maybe it's Altman.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
And Morty's got that nice accent.
A bear. Okay, sorry, it's something else.
Well, it's either Herb Altman or Herb Albert, and then Harry Fleming.
Right,
Those are one of the two guys that Morty went to work for, who he was so proud to work for.
right.
Now, this maitre d' is played by actor Christopher Carroll. He was in 2 episodes of Cheers, Facts of Life. Check this out. You know how we always talk about these actors who get typecast and, they play a police officer in all these various roles?
Oh, God.
Check this out, man. He plays the maitre d'. He plays a maitre d' in L.A. Law, in a miniseries called Something Is Out There, in a TV movie called Dance Till Dawn, in a TV movie called Between Love and Hate, in this movie called The Bachelor, and then in 3 episodes of Bold and the Beautiful. He played maitre d's in each of those that I just listed.
And he's not French, right?
That I don't know. He also played a priest quite often in a lot of episodes, but he's also been in Saved by the Bell, Beverly Hills 90210, Melrose Place. He was in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 2 episodes. He was on a Friends, Third Rock from the Sun. He played Hitler in Little Nicky.
Guilty pleasure. I love that movie.
I know Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
He's in 2 episodes of Mad Men.
Huh.
He was in How I Met Your Mother, and he played a priest in It's Always Sunny.
Oh, I have to go back to that now.
When Charlie has cancer.
That's funny. Well, what a career, though, man. We're really getting into these guest stars, bit roles, where just people.
Amazing.
Oh my God, they're on everything. I can't say I recognize him though. He's not someone that just stands out, and maybe that's how character actors work. You just disappear, and what you get more than anything is, oh hey, you're that guy.
Or maybe we'll have you back.
So we're bouncing around a lot this episode, at least more than usual. We're outside Dr. Reston's, and here, Vinny, is that building that you mentioned, the doors on a diagonal. Kramer is going into Dr. Reston's office while Elaine just, waits outside for him to sort of, sever the cord between them. Mm-hmm. Now, we mentioned that this building shows up in... I'm missing it. It's the Super Bowl one when Elaine and Whatley embrace... I think this is the door that Whatley is going into.
Oh, you're right.
I think. And one of our listeners... Label maker, thank you. Laying your hands. I think one of our listeners, I'm sorry I forget your name, but they pointed out that this door also shows up in the Merv Griffin episode, or the Merv Griffin show, when Kramer finds the dumpster. It's right by that door as well.
Oh.
So.
Well, it could be like an office building that they lease to business, the dentist office, psychiatrist office.
Well, a little bit of trivia here that this is on the CBS Studio Center lot where they film a lot of outdoor scenes. Okay. And Larry David was the one that pointed out just how odd the door placement is. And that's when he wrote it into the script. So we cut over to Russell's apartment, and I just can't believe this whole scenario that Russell would actually let George into his place.
Yeah.
At night, he's eating dinner.
Doorman, man the door. Like, keep him out.
Russell was just about to sit down for dinner with his, I assume this is his girlfriend, Cynthia.
He can have any girl he wants.
That's true. Yeah. How does this scene go down? I mean, Russell is not looking too thrilled to see George. He's not a jerk. He's just Russell.
Yeah.
Cynthia, though, looks very annoyed.
Oh, she is P.O.
She looks like the kind of person, though, that just is always upset. Just not a very happy person in general.
There's a term for that.
Yeah. George, for some reason, keeps calling the dinner veal. I don't know why.
It's not veal.
It's a good-looking piece of meat. And he starts going on about the steps in the apartment for some reason.
It isn't an apartment. Yeah. Look at that. Sunken living room. Although, one step is not that sunken.
It's a very, I don't want to say 80s looking apartment. 92 is, at the time of this recording, 23 years ago, but the set just looks more dated than that.
Yeah. Speaking of the set, this is Tom Azari's story. He initially had a waist-high plexiglass divider to separate the dining room from the living room. And Larry David was vehemently opposed to this. And he said, this set for Russell Dalrymple's apartment has to be changed. And instead, they had a railing put in place of that plexiglass. And this was the only time that Larry David was unhappy with a set design, and he insisted that it be changed.
Okay, so that totally addresses sort of what I was talking about. That plexiglass look, I mean, there's no more dated 80s look than that. You know what I'm talking about? And we're talking about the really thick, like Coke bottle glass, right? Like
3 inches thick. Got it in Italy.
Where you literally can't see through it. It's all you can see maybe is a silhouette.
Oh, yeah.
Or like the outline of someone.
Gotcha.
Awful look. That was a good call on Larry David's part.
Oh, he's the best.
I hope that plexiglass look never comes back.
Yeah, let's keep it.
So what's this about? You want to talk about the show?
Well, it's really very funny because you know what we got here? Really just have a terrible misunderstanding. You see, when I passed on the deal, I thought that's what Jerry wanted me to say. I misinterpreted.
Russell, where's the TV guide?
Oh, what time is it? 8:30? I'll tell you what's on. You got Major Dad, Blossom, very funny program.
Blossom's on Monday.
Are you sure? Oh, look who I'm talking to. The president of NBC.
Look, Mr. Costanza, it's too late now anyway. I already made a deal with another writing team.
All right, look. We're people, you and me, huh? Businessmen, colleagues, if I may. Let's not quibble. We'll do it for the 13,000. 13,000, and I never came up here. We never talked, all right? You take good care. It's nice seeing you again, and nice meeting you. Cynthia, right?
Now, look, these deals are already made.
All right, let me just say this. $10,000, all right? And now I'm going below what you wanted to pay. You're having your dinner, have your veal or whatever it is. Enjoy.
Mr. Costanza?
All right, that's it. All right, good. $8,000. Cynthia, again, nice meeting you. Have I commented on the shoes? I love suede. It's so thick and rich. You ever rub it against the grain? All right, anyway.
Russell, can we eat?
All right, 8,000.
You make Jerry very happy. Can I just use your bathroom for a minute?
The look or the type of eye that Cynthia gives George as she passes by.
Stink eye?
Crook eye?
Evil eye.
Cynthia is played by actress Mimi Craven. Does that ring a bell at all?
Yeah, I'm thinking of Wes Craven.
Oh, she was in Nightmare on Elm Street. She played a nurse. And she was previously married to Wes Craven.
Huh, and she kept his name?
I think at the time of the filming, she was.
Yeah, you're right. So she's probably has her
something else.
Yeah, her original name.
She was also in Swamp Thing. She was in A Twilight Zone. 1985. The one called Wordplay. She played a receptionist.
Yeah, that's with Okay.
No, that's not your favorite.
No, it's good. It's a really trippy concept. I think that's the one when the guy. People just start replacing words where someone's like, oh, I didn't get any sleep last night. My dinosaur was really uncomfortable. And he's like, your dinosaur? And they're like, yeah, my dinosaur. It's what I sleep on. So they really mean bed, but little words start changing in his life and it drives him crazy I don't want to ruin it, but it starts with one little word here or there. And then his whole, just reality starts falling apart.
Cool.
If I got that one right, I might be confusing it.
Somebody call him out on it. Mimi Craven was also in A Jake and the Fat Man, L.A. Law, and ER. I'm loving these connections. Even L.A. Law now is becoming a thing on the show. It was referenced with Corbin Burnson being on L.A. Law, and now all these characters, all these actors that are in this episode in particular have been on an L.A. Law.
Oh, it's perfect.
I like this little nuance that they wrote in for Russell. Do you see when Cynthia puts the glass down on the table? His eyes dart to that glass.
George is talking to him as this is happening.
And he's like, bam!
He's not listening to George. Well, he is, but he's focused. Sorry.
Fixated on that glass. And he goes over there and he's compelled to immediately put a coaster down. Ring. Do you respect wood? Even though is it a glass table or is it wood? I don't know.
I don't know. It's kind of behind a book, I think. It was hard to tell.
Well, needless to say, nevertheless, they put a coaster down.
That would have been great if George, when he sees Cynthia do that, he goes, "Whoa!" Runs over.
Yeah, yes. Going back to 1992, $8,000 sounds like chump change for NBC to give 2 writers.
So that's what I wanted to ask you real quick. Why do you think Russell caves here? The original offer was $13,000. If you
For
go
both?
back for both, if you go just for the pilot script, who cares how many writers are on it? 13,000.
Not shooting it though, just write a script. We will give you 13,000. Correct?
Yes.
That's all they owe George and Jerry is to write it.
Exactly. I think this episode I think this season sort of ignores the idea of writing the script. It almost feels like they just go from writing the script to it being filmed, right?
Well, if you think back to 92, as an audience, a casual observer, we didn't know what it took, nor do we know now, what it took to make a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
So they're writing this, I guess for our benefit. Oh, they're giving us $8,000 to produce a TV show, right?
Even though it is just the script, that's the first step. It feels like writing the script and casting and filming a pilot is all one big event. You know what I mean?
It's all lumped into that 8,000.
Yes, that's what it seems like. But 13,000 was the original price. George insults Russell, and by declining it, I think that's like, all right, I don't have time for you. Let's move on. Even though I think Russell believes in this show, I think he believes in Susan, and I think he likes Jerry. So why is he caving for George? Is it about the money?
No, it's not the money. I think it's the circumstance that George weaseled his way up there and is not leaving until he gets the answer he wants. And then he's got the pressure from Cynthia. Russell, can we eat? And he's like, all right, 8,000. So in a way, Russell is winning because he's getting George to go below what the offer was.
Right.
If
anything, because again, for someone like an NBC president, what's $5,000? Especially when you're getting, I think, lowballed with 13,000. Mm-hmm. I think this is just a total power thing for Russell.
Oh yeah,
he's just like, okay, this guy who's really desperate, I'm making him grovel, and now I'm giving him nearly half of what I originally offered. He's got to feel good about himself.
He makes and breaks little worms like this all the time.
Yeah.
What's your name? Oh, I can't wait for that.
I do feel a little bad for Russell, though. I think like his situation, he seems to be a very, as we'll come to know, leading up to the finale, like a very lonely, kind of sad person.
It's very cold in his apartment, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, especially with Cynthia, obviously not being very loving, and we'll come to know he has a daughter.
Yeah,
a divorced man.
Well, we don't know if is he divorced.
I think so, because doesn't George say when he meets the daughter, divorce is really hard on children.
You're right. Look at you.
Look at me.
Good on you. Now,
I don't have a life.
You stop it. As if this scene wasn't great enough, George, you made Jerry very happy. He leaves, and you're like, oh, the scene's over. And then you hear, can I use your bathroom? That is like just putting a cherry on top of this wonderful, interaction between George and Russell. And it has to be classic Larry to have the character go back in and request to use the bathroom. This awkward situation, the go back in.
And that's a Curb episode, too. That awkward.
Porno Gill.
Yeah. Having Bob Odenkirk.
Oh, man.
It all comes back to toilet paper for George.
Yeah.
Speaking of bathrooms, we cut to Jerry, sweating like crazy. Again, negotiating.
Lots of, I'm going to say parallels a lot in this episode. Here's another parallel. You just had George and Russell. Now we got Leo and Jerry.
Right.
As well as Mater D and Morty.
Yes. And Jerry is offering Leo, how much here? $200. The watch only cost $60, $40 for repairs. So Leo's up $100 here. He's still not budging.
I've never seen a band like this.
All right, $300 plus $50 for the repair. $350. That's it.
You have it on you?
Yeah, I got it on me.
Leo's playing him at this point.
Oh my God, it's so dirty. And as soon as Jerry starts handing that cash over, Morty walks in.
They're in mid-exchange.
And it's that perfect shot of Leo on the left, Jerry on the right, Morty in the middle.
What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, it's a great image. Act break. Took a while to get to this act break. And we're at Dr. Reston's office. Elaine is outside, and we get this, I think, just a wonderful scene between two really just awesome actors.
Classic. This is a classic scene right here.
Yes, it really is. We start off with a little, funny noises as Kramer sits down in his chair, a little sort of farting noises.
Yeah. I wonder if that was, premeditated, or was that Michael seeing that there was a leather chair in a psychiatrist's office? I'd love to know whose idea that was.
Did Michael tell the set designers, can you make it so the chair makes noise when I sit in it?
Mm-hmm. Oh my! But the way he just milks it, and he sinks in there, and then he goes slower, and it keeps going.
And Dr. Reston offers Kramer something to drink, doesn't he?
Yeah. Do you have a decaf cappuccino? He's like, I don't think we have that.
That's peculiar.
That's a little strange.
Yes.
Why does that surprise you? Well, it's a very popular drink.
And this is an office.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. All of this, just Kramer trying to act sophisticated, is so brilliant. And Dr. Reston, I feel like, is almost interested in Kramer.
He probably finds him to be a fascinating subject.
Yes, he's studying him. Dr. Reston wants to know all about Kramer and Elaine. And I can't sell it here, but Kramer is on one topic. And then isn't Dr. Reston so tell me about you and Elaine? And Kramer's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. He wants to keep going on about cappuccinos. And Reston prompts him to start divulging about Elaine.
That, I think, also happened in the scene before in the wallet with Elaine. I have a feeling she's saying something and he interrupts her.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's some parallels between the two. But this line, of all the Kramer lines between Dr. Reston this episode, I love how Michael, his pose, he's kind of leaning on an elbow.
Yeah.
He's like, well, what we have here, Doctor, is an extraordinary situation.
Is it?
Oh, you better believe it. God, I just love that.
Michael says that line in the pilot. Yeah. I was almost a lawyer. Really?
Better believe it.
Yeah.
So we cut outside where Elaine's just waiting for Kramer to come down, probably wondering what's taking so long. When who should walk by singing to himself? Crazy Joseph da Vola. I was trying to do John F. Kennedy Jr. What I was trying to do.
It works.
It doesn't work.
It works. It tests. He's traveling along.
Singing a song. Side by side. He definitely seems more balanced than when we first met him.
He's back on his meds.
He sure is.
Speaking of which, and this is what I don't get. In earlier drafts, Crazy Joe was called Richard. And
really?
He was described as doubling his Prozac and Chipper. But he had already been, I guess when they were writing this character, maybe they called him Richard, the guy who doubles his Prozac. But using Joe Davola, a friend of Larry's, who in real life is a Hollywood exec of some sort. Mm-hmm. But Crazy Joe Davola just is so perfect a name for this guy.
So the question is, was Crazy Joe Davola back in the pitch originally called Richard, or was this character in The Watch not Joe Davola and someone named Richard?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I wonder...
mystery.
I feel like if Crazy Joe Davola was originally going to be called Richard, we would have brought it up a few weeks ago. I think this was intended to be a different character.
Perhaps.
Crazy Joe Davola would have been just this weird psychotic guy.
Who had a thing with Jerry and Kramer.
Yeah, and that's all he would be. But you wouldn't get this kind of duality between him.
But now he's also going to have a tiff with Elaine.
Right, but...
Which
it's almost like
fruition in the opera and makes it that much more. That's the whole basis for the opera now.
I feel like the opera came out of making this character Joe Davola.
Tobias, you've done it again.
So he stops, mid stride, and it's creepy, man. This is. I was trying to think of the movie or the TV movie for that matter that I've seen. He looks like a serial killer. That blonde hair sticking up. He's really tall. The trench coat.
I'm getting a little John Lithgow vibe from him.
That is exactly who I'm thinking of. Yes. He stops, of course, when, Elaine jokes what a terrible singing voice he has. I love that kind of flirting between Joe and Elaine, where she makes fun of him. It's so charming.
That was what I had in my notes. She is so charming in this scene, and she's like swinging her bag back and forth. I don't know why I'm picking up on that, but it's adorable.
Her bag is so cute. No, but Elena always has that really good sense of humor about her, where she can kind of poke fun at someone she likes, and that got brought up on a podcast you and I like, Vinny, Professor Blastoff. How one of our favorite comedians, Tig Notaro, she says, like, I don't know why, but the more I like someone, the more I want to make fun of them. Yeah,
she wants to go at them, but it's playful and it's out of admiration.
Yes.
But Elaine just has this hearty laugh, and and then she goes off on this Mount Rushmore tangent that you may recognize me. I'm one of the faces on Mount Rushmore.
Right.
I replaced Teddy Roosevelt. Trust Buster. Bust this. And then she just burst out laughing.
There were two things here that I wanted to bring up, and this is for people that love reaches and trying to connect these to later episodes. But when Joe is like, hey, I feel like I know you from somewhere, which seems kind of creepy because has he seen her at Kramer's or Jerry's before? But, oh yeah, I guess I have seen you on Mount Rushmore. It was a much larger scale. It made me think of her giant freak head in the Andrea Doria, how big her head is. And also the whole concept of, haven't I seen you before? That's the whole mannequin thing and the pie.
You're wearing a bra with points.
I can't believe we've gotten that much mileage out of that quote on this show.
It's come up almost every episode. Now, think of the end of the scene and the blocking. You got the two of them laughing and smiling at each other side by side.
Mm-hmm.
And then what do we cut to? Now you got Kramer and Dr. Reston sitting, smiling, laughing at each other. And now Dr. Reston is the one charming Kramer. So all these parallels where they're just like piggybacking here's the moment, here's what's going on, and then same thing happening with two other characters in another scene.
It's put together just perfectly. And again, I'm sorry, I keep saying it, hour-long episode, this would have been a perfect like crescendo, building to these four different characters all having these, mirrored scenes and symmetrical and...
You're right. Are you done?
Not really. Reston obviously has the upper hand here. He's got hand. Kramer dishes out one of his Cubans.
Yeah.
So they're pretty buddy. And did you see how Kramer lights it?
Yes. There's speculation as to whether that was a Michael thing to use. It was kind of an old vaudevillian joke to light it using the bottom of the sole of your shoe. So we don't know if Kramer or if Michael actually thought to do that, or that was in the script.
I feel like 99% of Kramer's best stuff is Michael.
Yeah.
There was something that it was in some like Star Wars documentary when George Lucas would write his screenplays for the prequels. He would write like he'd have his dialogue, but then whenever a fight scene would happen, like a duel, he'd just write "they fight." Like there'd be no like choreograph, anything like that.
Oh man.
Because that was something that they would figure out at another time, or the choreographer would figure out. And I wonder sometimes with Michael, when it comes to physical stuff, they never write that down. They're just like, Kramer enters the room or Kramer lights a match, and Michael, he's poring over that script thinking, all right, what do I want to do to make this special?
Mm-hmm.
In short, Kramer really likes Elaine and thinks she and Dr. Reston are going to make a wonderful couple. And we get a little joke here with Kramer setting one of the tissues on fire.
Oh, man. Classic.
And burning himself.
Yeah. And that looks real.
It does. Didn't we see an interview with Michael when he talked about like he'd hurt himself as a kid just to get a laugh?
Yeah.
He'd run into a tree, bang himself up as long as people were paying attention.
Tragic clown.
Yeah. Outside, Elaine's moving pretty fast, There's a speed limit in this town. She's giving Joe her phone number.
I can't believe I'm doing this. I never meet people like this. You're not a nut, are you?
I'm sure this incident will lead to her giving out a standard fake with guys in the future.
What's the number?
Oh, it's the bagel place, right? No,
555, or it stands for No Elaine.
It's the off-track betting office. Elaine Bennis. And again, Vinny, right? A parallel scene.
Parallels. We see we see Elaine handing her number to Joe. Now we cut to Naomi handing her number to Jerry, and she's saying the same thing, or Jerry's saying the same thing. I can't believe I'm doing this. I never do stuff like this. Same thing.
Same thing. I have to say, Naomi, other than this characteristic we're gonna get into here, I think she's a pretty funny gal.
Yeah, she's quite a looker too.
Yeah, she's cracking jokes with Jerry.
She had her eye on Uncle Leo.
Yeah, she gives her number to every guy that comes in.
Oh, really? You don't seem that desperate. I like it.
And yeah, seems like nothing's wrong with her until Jerry finds out.
Well, I'll give you a call, and thanks for the fish. By the way, you know why fish are so thin?
Why?
They eat fish.
So that was interesting.
So many of Jerry's girlfriends have some kind of flaw or something that's
Quirk.
just a quirk that turns him off. This is one of my favorites.
He's a comedian. And this girl has this laugh. This laugh that was described as a series of embarrassingly loud grunts in the script. Which, I don't know if it comes out that way, but what Jessica Lundy gave us was pretty good.
I can't think of a better, or I'm sorry, like a more annoying laugh than that.
I'm glad you said that, because I'm thinking of another Seinfeld alum, Maggie Wheeler, who played Janice on Friends, which is probably the most notable annoying laugh.
How does that one go?
Forgive me, guys, but it goes something like that.
Oh, yeah, she dates Chandler, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
I know that.
It almost feels like this laugh was the precursor to Maggie Wheeler's laugh used on Friends.
Ah, interesting. No, definitely. I think I've got like some kind of chip on my shoulder regarding Friends.
I know.
If it hasn't been obvious enough, and most sitcoms for that matter. Whenever Jerry Stiller showed up on another show after Seinfeld, Wayne Knight for that matter.
Yeah.
Now they're that show's eating Seinfeld's laughs.
Do fish eat fish?
Of course.
Who eats fish? Which fish?
There's always a bigger fish. Another Star Wars prequel reference.
Oh, God.
But no, yeah, fish eat fish.
Okay.
They gotta. What are they gonna eat?
Plankton? Algae?
All right, so moving on to Dr. Reston's here. This is sort of the lobby. Joe's waiting for the elevator. He's pretty giddy after meeting Elaine. And just as the elevator doors open and Joe gets on, a group gets off, which includes Kramer, lighting up his cigar.
And he's conveniently, hidden by another body walking alongside of him.
Yes. This is choreographed very well, because I'm thinking to myself, how could you miss, someone, your enemy?
A tall-haired doofus on the
walking
elevator,
off.
who's about to light a cigar getting off the elevator.
Right. And now, is that number 2 for Kramer, or is he just relighting his old cigar, you think?
I'd say number 2.
Oh, wow. He's going for a double. So outside, Kramer... Again, Michael, the door hits him as he tries to get out. It's just...
And it shudders him. It stunts his movement.
Yes. Elaine's pretty peeved. What took so long? And she isn't, of course, very happy to hear what happened. Where isn't Kramer like, you two are going to be very happy together. And we pan up to Dr. Reston's window, and we just hear some audio here, right? We don't see the meeting. What's going on here?
Oh, Davola says, I'm in love. I just met her outside. She's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Her name's Elaine. And then Reston says, did you say Elaine?
Right, so...
Now, you just said they pan up. And did you see? It's this really long pan. So that's an actual building, right? You said on the CBS lot?
Yeah, it's a set.
Okay. But it's tall.
Oh, yeah. I think they have to get at least 2 or 3 floors.
Okay.
The CBS Studio Center lot, they film so many shows there. I know Brooklyn Nine-Nine films there.
Okay.
For their New York scenes, and those buildings are pretty tall. So,
And I gotta say, we got Dr. Reston, we got Joe Davola, and then we'll come to find Russell Dalrymple. What is with Elaine this season and driving the men in New York bonkers.
She
She all drives them to insanity. Each one of them.
I think she just has like a poor choice in men.
Yeah.
It's almost like she's drawn to these either like damaged guys or just utter psychotics.
But each one of them this season tends to have bats in the belfry.
Yeah. So we cut to a little bit of stand-up.
You think like, oh, is the show over? It's the third stand-up we've seen.
When I was taking notes, I'm like, okay, because it was just going on a little long, like our show, and I'm like, oh, thank God. And I'm like, oh no, there's still more.
There's still more.
How come the psychiatrist the hour is only 50 minutes? What do they do with that 10 minutes that they have left? Do they just sit there going, boy, that guy was crazy. I couldn't believe the things he was saying. What a nut. Who's coming in next? Oh no, another head case.
If we're going to evaluate it didn't do it for me, but I love whenever Jerry's voice, goes up that octave higher. Oh no, another head case.
Yeah.
So,
what a nut.
Gets a thumbs up for me.
Okay.
So kind of the final scene of the episode. We're in Jerry's apartment, and his parents are all packed up. They're ready to head back to Florida. I guess Morty's back never got diagnosed. The whole...
Dr. Denbrow, he's a bum.
He's a bum, so the whole trip was for nothing.
Yeah.
And we kind of wrap up the whole watch issue here. Jerry apologizes and explains, it was always running late, and, that kind of gets resolved. Jerry buzzes up George, and Helen is shocked to hear that he turned down the NBC offer, which they originally discussed at the top of the wallet.
Why did he turn it down, Matt?
Because of Ted Danson.
Ted Danson? What does he have to do with it?
Maybe he doesn't like Ted Danson. Jerry does think, though, hey, maybe this could lead to us getting more money. And George enters, and it's so nice how George greets the Seinfelds.
Yeah, and he gets a nice greeting from Morty, but he does not get one from Helen.
Hey, Georgie boy, how are you?
Hey, Mr. Seinfeld. Hey, Mr. Seinfeld, how are you?
What's the matter with you?
What did I do?
What about NBC? Did you hear anything?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did. We got a deal.
Hey, terrific. You see? He had the right idea. Hold on. That's how you get the big money, huh, George?
Please, Morty.
No. He knows how to talk to these people. No one's going to take advantage of Georgie.
I'm just happy to be working with your talented son, who is not doing this for the money.
Come on.
You have no idea how refreshing that is.
So what did we get?
$8,000.
Beautiful.
That's for the two of us.
$4,000 apiece?
Let me see if I understand this. In other words, you held out for less money.
I was wrong. You were right.
The basic idea of negotiation, as I understand it, is to get your price to go up.
You're smart, dumb.
This is how they negotiate in the bizarro world.
First of all, love that Morty calls Georgie boy. That's a nice touch. I also noticed, Helen really does not like the Costanzas, any one of them.
Yeah, even George for that matter.
Yeah, she's got it in for George now.
Interesting to note, this is the first time George is with the Seinfelds.
Oh, yeah.
Because in the Pony remark,
that was Elaine.
Yeah, it's Elaine. And he's not in the Penn episode, so this is really like the first interaction between the characters.
How do you do?
But it's so wonderful to see George, head lowered, feeling ashamed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just love George just getting sort of like put down for his mistakes. I love that. And interesting to note, the scene ended with a mention of the Bizarro world, which I don't think has been brought up before, but we will come to know it very well.
It'll be the basis for an episode.
Yeah, sure will. So Leo buzzes to take Morty and Helen to the airport, but before they head down, Jerry surprises Morty with a gift. It's a wallet to replace the one that was stolen.
And might I say, the stroking of Jerry's ego in this scene by all three, Helen, Morty, and George, they're just putting this guy up on a pedestal.
I have in my notes here, though, I love it when Jerry gifts his parents or surprises them. I think it's really sweet.
Oh, it is.
Without being too sappy or cheesy.
He goes, I hope you didn't spend too much on that, Helen says. And Morty goes, I want to tell you this is one of the most thoughtful gifts anyone has ever given me. He's something, your son, isn't he? You're a terrific kid.
How could anyone not like him?
Yeah.
That whole line, though, specifically, this is one of the most thoughtful gifts anyone has ever given me.
Yeah.
Sound familiar?
Elaine says it.
Well, I'm thinking specifically of Morty. He claims that same thing regarding the number one dad shirt.
Number one dad.
I think that's the English Patient. When he's like, son, this is the most thoughtful gift you've ever given me.
You're right. I didn't catch that one. Good
I bought you a Cadillac. That's when Morty gets a little wacky, like the black glasses come out.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Kramer's like, Morty.
Taps him right on the glasses. and Morty's just has this like blank smile on his face. I wanted to mention the great bit as they walk out, how Jerry makes that jab at George. Yeah, I'm worth $4,000. So can you believe that? 4,000 down from, what was it, 6.5 before?
So each of them lost 2,500.
Yes. So outside, the gang hands the luggage off to Leo. And did you catch this little bit here with Jerry and Leo when he's like, hey, this is some beautiful parking spot you got here.
Yeah, and I hate to give it up.
I never picked up on that.
What? I know it's another line used by somebody else, but I couldn't place it.
Well, I don't know about the line. Well, the whole concept, I feel like, of George always wanting to find a perfect spot. But that, I feel like, is a reference to the parking spot with Mike Moffat, because that is the same place where George tried to park.
No, you're absolutely right. But I know somebody says, again, yeah, and I hate to give it up. But I couldn't figure out where.
Maybe it has to do when George parks at the hospital and the guy lands on his car.
Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah. Hospital administrator Sweedler. Anyways, they all say their goodbyes, and as they walk away, Jerry tells George, hey, I put $400 in the wallet he gave his dad to make up for the lost cash.
Oh boy, would I love to see the look on his face when he opens that wallet.
Cut to Morty, and he's not happy. It's a Velcro wallet, Vinny, and like father, like son, he throws it in the same trash can that Jerry threw his watch into.
You're absolutely right. I didn't pick up that it was a father and son trait to throw away, like in the same the same refuse.
Yes.
can.
Who else would pick it up but Uncle Leo?
Uncle Leo.
Yep.
So one other thing to add, the background is Almo's Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
Almo is the name of Tom Azzari's father. So a little tribute to Tom's dad.
Oh, the set designer, yeah. I think we brought this up before. Maybe I forgot to mention it on the parking space episode.
Well, we're saying it again.
And Azzari also comes up. That's the moving company.
Azzari Brothers.
Azzari Brothers. There you go.
Aziz Azzari?
Well, one more thing, Vinny, and I don't know why I want to bring this up so much.
Go ahead.
When Morty throws the wallet in the trash can, did you notice the audience reaction?
Are they kind of appalled at it?
Yeah, they're just kind of like, oh.
Well, I had in my notes, like, the sentimentality that Morty had, the way he was, you're a terrific kid, the way he was so happy that Jerry got him this gift and how thoughtful it was. And then he just throws it out. Like, I had Morty on this pedestal, and now the fact that he threw it out. Like, if you're not going to use the wallet, you can at least save it because your son gave it to you. But he just throws it in the trash.
One day, Jerry gives you a wallet. Next day, you're yesterday's trash. Did I butcher that?
The main difference between the women's wallet and the man's wallet is the photo section. True? Women carry with them a photograph of every person they've ever met every day in their whole life since the beginning of time. And every picture's out of date. You know what I mean? Here's my cousin, 3 years old. She's in the Marines now. This is my dog. He died during the Johnson administration. I get stopped by a cop, no license, no registration. Here's 56 people that know me. Cop goes, all right, ma'am, just wanted to make sure you had some friends. Move it along. Routine, pal, check.
Another clever, I feel like bit of stand-up, but just one that feels a little outdated.
Again, it reminds me of being a kid. Everybody had Velcro wallets, for that matter, and we all had pictures of our friends. And I remember, moms and dads having the accordion-style pictures that fell out. But now with smartphones, that this is kind of a thing of the past. So I think if a younger, generation watched this episode, they'd be like, I don't get it. What is this? You put pictures in your wallet?
It's funny though. My wife carries photos of us in her wallet. Yeah, she does. And I'm noticing just in life, I'm really going back to. I'm carrying a notebook. Like I write notes. I don't write it in my phone. I do have a photo in my wallet as well.
What's it of?
My wife. That's my wife. But are you finding yourself doing that? Like, are you going back a little bit? Not for nostalgic sake, just for literal enjoyment. Like, I just don't get any satisfaction looking at photos on my phone.
I have a notebook in my jacket for work.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I find studying. I don't like just like reading off a computer. I have to write my notes. Like I have to write stuff down in order to get it. But
I hear you. Let's move on to ratings.
So, what do you think?
What'd you like?
I like this episode more than last week's episode. Even though, they're two halves of one big story. I feel like you get more jokes in this episode.
All the flavors in this one.
Yeah, like all the payoffs. It all comes to like a nice boil in the end. Everyone enjoys a good boil.
Supposed to have a boil lanced mañana.
Yeah. I honestly don't know what I could say that I didn't say last week because so many of the jokes are repeated. I feel specific highlights. I love the Kramer stuff. It's not very physical, but it's just his delivery. That is just personally one of my favorite sides of the Kramer character when he gets a little pseudo intellectual and thinks he's a lot more sophisticated than he really is.
And he has two classic scenes, one with Elaine as well as one with Reston, and he making that famous phone call to him. How often do we do it? 5 times a week. And then the whole sitting in the chair with the leather chair, the sound, the smoking of the cigar, the burning his hand. So not a lot of Kramer in this episode, but when you get him, man, he knocks it out of the park.
Yeah, I'd argue that scene with Elaine is probably the most classic scene from this episode.
Yeah.
It's that scene that gets played a lot, and it's all because of that exchange. Yeah. Oh, baby. But we're really locked. You brought this up earlier, Vinny, or at least you brought it to my attention. I did not realize this all, spans over a night pretty much, other than the last scene.
Yeah, a lot goes on.
Yeah, a lot. And pretty much all one location. Like Jerry's at the restaurant. Kramer's with Elaine, but, with Dr. Reston. George is doing his thing with Russell. It's a very contained story, whereas I feel like last week's episode, we were bouncing around a lot more. I feel like also this episode, this hour-long story arc, as good as it is really setting up a lot that we're going to see pay off later. Cuban cigars, getting the pilot back on, Elaine dating Joe Davola, Naomi.
And then Naomi, right? The cabin. And then subsequently Elaine driving Russell somewhere.
Yes, that's true. So yeah, it's kind of hard to really, just dish out my feelings now because I just feel like it's the second half of one big story. How about you?
This is a great episode to watch. I'm laughing out loud watching this. Again, Morty and Leo, Len Lesser, and Barney Martin. God, it's a treat when they're in the episode and then when the two of them have a scene together. I'm thinking of last week with that's the second time you said do me a personal favor. They're arguing at dinner and then again they're going back and forth. They were a real pleasure to have in this episode. Reston and Davola were awesome guest stars, I guess, for the past 2 weeks. But
this is the last time we'll see Dr. Reston. Not one of the most memorable characters, but he still does a great job for I think what he's given. One of our listeners on Facebook, Jim K, posted something that I thought was hilarious.
Sorry, I'm talking all over you. Sorry.
No, it's all good. Jim K, Vinny said you were a genius. He wrote, how would you have felt if the parking space with George and Mike Moffat was instead called the phony remark?
Hire this man.
I think that's great. That's
Yeah.
not only
So
a great
clever.
idea, but very clever. Yes, a take on the pony remark, and Mike calling Jerry a phony. Now, my idea is not nearly as clever for this episode, but I was thinking if this were an hour-long episode, it would have been called The Deal, just because that's sort of what's going on in every situation. Like Kramer and Elaine make a deal. George is arguing about a deal. Jerry with the paying Leo off for the watch. Of course, The Deal is one of the classic episodes from season 2, but it seemed like an appropriate title for this episode if it weren't taken.
Jim Case was better.
Well, I was just wondering, and that obviously, Vinny, it's a little late for us, so we won't go on much longer, but could we maybe start a segment at the end when we do reviews, alternate title ideas?
Ooh, I like where your head's at.
It doesn't have to be as clever as Jim K's. I think Jim K...
I don't think it can be.
Yes. Our friend Michael Jones on Facebook had the idea for the parking garage, 4 characters in search of an exit, which I personally love. It's a Twilight Zone.
Is that
thing.
a Twilight Zone?
Yeah,
thing?
which is a rip-off of
Over my head.
of a play. 5 characters in search of an author. But I don't know, Vinny. Would you like to try this on this show?
Yes.
Maybe come
Yes,
up
I
with
would.
different ideas. So we have to look for either different nouns or different. Instead of the yada yada, it could have been called the antidentate. Examples
Yeah.
like that.
Or the blah, blah, blah.
Anyways, what's your rating for this episode?
The only other thing I loved about this episode was all these parallels and just hopping from one scene to another and the characters in the same kind of scenario. I just thought that was wonderful. So, having said that, I'm sorry, guys. I got to give this episode 9.5 pieces of veal out of 10.
And where does that fall in our alternate rating? Last week we explained great is gold, Jerry, gold. Good is pretty good. Okay is even Steven, and poor is can't stand you.
Do I have to stay in those 4?
It doesn't have. You can fall in between 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
If we haven't overcomplicated the rating system.
Give me them again.
So it's gold, Jerry, gold.
Oh.
Pretty good. Even Steven or can't stand you.
I want to deviate because of Julia's thing on Amy Schumer and go, it's a peach.
Should we just throw out the whole rating system at this point?
No. It's gold. It's gold, Jerry.
You're giving this one a gold? Gold standard? Good for you. I always give you a hard time. Well, what we have here, Vinny, are 8.5 extraordinary situations out of 10.
That's it.
Yeah, man. I got whatever. I mean,
Get out of here.
Listen, if this were an hour-long episode, it would have been a solid 9,
Just
maybe
run
a
them back to
9.5.
back.
Yeah, but they didn't do it.
So you're not mad at the episode, you're mad at the editors.
Oh, I'm just at programming. Yeah, whoever made that decision. But I'm gonna give this one a pretty good. Definitely a step up from The Wallet, though. I think as an individual episode, still wish it was an hour.
All right. Are you through? Alrighty, that's going to do it for us here at Seincast this week. We got a Facebook page. You can follow us on Twitter. We got a Pinterest, a Tumblr, and an Instagram.
Nice. We're also on iTunes. Check us out.
Leave us a review if you don't mind.
Yes, we'd love a rating and review. A lot of you have done it, and we love seeing them. So keep it up.
I would really like somebody to review us and just put, well, it sucks. And that's it.
Oh, God. Oh, well, please try to give us 5 stars.
So, Matt, what episode are we discussing next week?
That's a joke. It's the Bubble Boy.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. We're discussing the 7th episode of the 4th season, The Booble Boy. The correct answer is The Booble Boy.
Booble? Let me see that. That's not Booble, you jerk. It's Bubble. It's a misprint.
I'm sorry. The card says Booble.
But for now, I'm Matt.
I'm Vinny.
I'm Booble. Signing off. Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. The official Seinfeld site can be found at sonypictures.com/TV/Seinfeld. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.
So you just tell him that you're my boyfriend and that we're in love, okay? Can you do that?
Yeah, I'm your boyfriend. Yeah.
Okay.
Have we been intimate?
Yeah, we've been intimate.
All right, how often do we do it?
Kramer, how is that important? Honestly, do you really think he's going to ask you
Elaine,
that?
he's a psychiatrist. They're interested in stuff like that.
All right. We do it 5 times a week, okay?
Oh, baby.
Oh, man.